the teachers came running like they thought that I was hitting them or something to be quiet. We're like, no, I'm just telling a story.
COVID for me financially was the best time.
For me, it was the worst.
I was making so much money.
For me, but it was because you were working with a single person.
But I was also working online, and when COVID happened, everyone went online.
Literally, I had like 5 pesos. I didn't. Another scene of that in my life.
Of course you think women are out to get you. So of course you want someone who's just going to just listen to everything that you say. Welcome to the first episode of...
Don't wait, do it.
Don't wait, do it. We're here. We're actually finally starting, haven't we?
Finally, we did it after many tries.
Many tries.
Washing things, breaking
this motherfucker
things.
Broke. I fixed it.
It was the best. It was in one of your attacks of anger where something is not happening the way that you want, and we never give up in this apartment, so
we managed to fix it. Well, the best story behind it is the fact that we got a free one of these.
Oh yeah, Amazon,
and then we didn't even get it. So we actually got it on a complete budget. We got it on how much? 800 pesos.
These
yeah, originally
on 900.
Originally they were 800.
Mm-hmm.
This one broke. They gave us these two for free again. I don't know how or why.
I don't know how Max fixed it.
Then we got this. I fixed this one. Then we got a vacuum because we need a vacuum for the apartment.
Yeah.
so even though like that's a good start on like when shit goes wrong, just fucking get on with it.
Yeah, I think that's a motto in our life since we met, and yeah. Thank you, bad things. Thank you, bad things for happening.
Literally, so much shit happened. Like even for example, we made this whole fucking studio and that doesn't even soundproof. And we fucked the walls.
But it looks cool.
But we fucked the walls.
I'm black.
Yeah, we completely fucked the walls. When we pull that off, we're like, it's fucked. This one's not too bad. This one looks the best.
I love it. I love this wall. You don't know how in love I'm with this.
Yeah.
It was so satisfactory to put it, well, not so much in a moment where we fucked up a little bit. But
yeah, but we managed to sort it.
It looks very cool.
We like the lights. I think we went a bit over the top. Before we even started the podcast, we just built a whole podcast studio.
Yeah. Landlord.com.
And this is literally why it's called Don't Wait, Do It, this whole sign.
Yeah. How does Don't Wait, Do It start? I don't even remember the name.
No, it was that. We had an original name I can't remember the name for the podcast that we had. It's probably in my notes somewhere.
Yeah, but it was perfect in that moment.
We were looking for something. I can't remember what we thought of. And it was something relevant to our life. And then we were looking for a neon sign. So
and we forgot the first name, so it wasn't that good.
We're both too egotistical to admit that Max can go first or Kathya can go first.
Kathy and Max. You will see it soon in your wall.
Max and Kathy.
Kathy and Max.
No, but then we saw that and I was like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
I was like, and that's relevant. And even though it's relevant, we kind of did wait a bit.
Yeah.
To actually do it.
But it's because it's the mix.
No. But I think genuinely it's because things were fucking up.
Yeah.
Like we were waiting for all this stuff.
But it's not because we were not doing things. It's because we were doing things.
And then we were waiting for things.
Yeah. And also, yeah, for the people that doesn't know us, this literally describes us. It's like Max and Kathy and Max. Kathy and Max first.
Why?
Because
Max and Kathy.
I always wait and Maximilian always just do it. So I think that this podcast was that thing that born from that mix that works perfectly because that teach me how to do things without overthinking sometimes.
Yeah, you do sometimes overthink too much, don't you?
Yeah.
But then that's my detriment where sometimes I don't think enough and then I fuck up.
And then you think, well, I overthink.
Yeah, so this is my opinion on that. When I fuck up, I learn from it and then I do it better the next time. And let's say, for example, my spelling is awful. That's a great one to go with because my spelling is just awful.
Yeah, it is.
I've had people multiple times on my own content years ago, literally like correcting me all the time. And I'm just like, don't really give a shit. But then when it comes to business and when it comes to actually working with our clients, like that matters.
Yeah, of course.
Especially depending on the client, because some people actually don't care. Like there's obviously some the guys that we're talking to right now, they just don't care.
Yeah.
But some people will care, and that's where you balance me out in that.
Because there's a contrast. I was born in a house of teachers, full of teachers.
And I was born in a house where the only time I would ever read a book, I'd be laying upside down on the couch reading a book, and my mum would be like, Max, just fucking read a page. All you need is just one page.
Oh my God, no, imagine, no, the games in my house were like with my grandma doing maths or saying a spelling of everything. Like, yeah.
Well, because I even asked you for spelling in English.
Yeah, I don't know how. Thank you, School of English. You did a great job.
Shout out.
But yeah, that's our first contrast, but that's why we're here. Because we're trying to use that in our favor.
Well, that's why I think we work well together, and that is pretty much the whole reason we are doing this whole podcast, for that reason, pretty much.
Yeah.
Well, I think for a couple of reasons. I personally have started like literally 5 podcasts in the past. Tried them on my own, with people, on Zoom.
Yeah, everywhere.
And it didn't work, but it taught me something new. For example, even the ability of how we could set this up, because I actually realized how difficult, we realized the first time we actually tried.
I told Max, like, I don't want to deal with anything of that. I've never dealt with these things. I love production and been talking here, but not fucking setting things.
Wait, so when you say production, what do you mean?
Like production when it comes to content and preparing things but not setting anything. I hate it. I like to coordinate people doing it, but I don't like to.
So you like the easy part? Actually, no. In fairness, that's not the easy part. Yeah,
no.
I don't know how I learned all this stuff, to be honest. But like literally GarageBand. So anyone watching this podcast, like iPhone. Like we bought iPhones for this reason because we want. Was it because we wanted to start a podcast? Or was it just to shoot content?
Yeah, because we didn't talk about the pod. Well, no, yeah, we talk about. Oh, sorry, Michael. We talk about the podcast, but not as
not as exactly like
it
this.
Was just to make better videos and to make better work for.
Make it easier for us, right? That was it.
For Hypnotic.
Very true, Hypnotic Media. If you don't know who we are, then know who we are. Get to
Hypnotic Media.
That's going to be an advert.
Of course.
So, go on.
No, talking about what you were saying, that's another example of literally us. Max has done 5 podcasts, and I've been wanting to do a podcast for 8 years. I've always said I want to do a podcast, and I've never did it because I tried with my best friend a lot, but something didn't, like, I don't know why it didn't happen. We had great content. Shout out, mate, I love you. The hard one. I don't know, it was difficult, and this was just like, this is a moment. But I had to wait for a lot of years, and all of those years while I was thinking, how can I be better? You were doing it.
That's the thing, because, that was it. When I actually think about it, the first ever podcast I started was on Spotify. I think I deleted it because I used that one for the new one that's still on Spotify. If anyone types in Max and Wax podcast, it was with my neighbour who was a psychologist.
On COVID.
No, through COVID, she lived over the fence. Me and my sister started the podcast with her. She was a psychotherapist. I was a hypnotherapist, and I worked online. She worked in person, so we started doing a podcast. But I realized how difficult it was to actually put a podcast together on my own when I didn't know what to do. Like, because now I actually really am very good at editing.
Yeah.
Whereas before I didn't even have Premiere Pro. I literally used a website called, can't remember the name of it. It was like the cheapest one I could find.
Yeah.
Then I did one with, so that was 1, that was 2. Then I did one with just me and Mateo. That's actually still on YouTube, The Mindful Warriors. So there's still like random podcasts. Like, there's still evidence of me trying to do it.
Yeah.
Then I did one with me, Mateo, Carl, and O'Hare. That one I've still got a bunch of clips from. We did like 4 episodes. But again, I was setting everything up. I was literally setting up 3 cameras. Now this camera, also we forgot to set a timer.
No, you put it in your laptop.
Oh yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah. I hope I did. Yeah, no, we're in 10 minutes already.
Okay.
So this camera here, like, this was a common thing that I actually found out. And I don't know if I told you this, but do you know why those cameras go up to 30 minutes?
Yeah.
Why?
Because if they were more than 30 minutes, they will be considered as cameras.
No.
Sorry.
It is a camera.
No, I don't know. I was confused with the phones.
No, I know. I have told you this, but like when you said that, I was expecting you to go no, so I could say it. But she tried to steal my light.
Do it.
No. So any camera, I think the law has changed recently though, because I believe podcast cameras do exist where you can film for that long. But these cameras specifically, this is a Canon camera, and all Canon cameras have a limit of 30 minutes. Because if they had a limit less than 30 minutes, if they could go over 30 minutes, it would be classed as a movie camera. Therefore, in Europe, it would be taxed more.
But with those cameras, you can do movies, babe.
But it would be taxed more. It's the whole reason that they limit them at 30 minutes is a tax reason. It's nothing to do with it can't. There's some cameras that do overheat. But that camera specifically can go longer. Like you can hack the software. I just don't know how to do that. But legally,
we don't hack things here.
I tried, but I don't know how to. I really did try. Like I remember when I was doing it with Carl, with O'Hare, Carl, and Matteo. I had my shitty camera. I had one of O'Hare's cameras. We had 4 completely different microphones. We had 2 laptops going, and it was just difficult. Like O'Hare knew a bit of the technical stuff, so he was doing it as well. But it was just hassle because I'd have to get up every 30 minutes to change all 3 cameras. So then syncing the cameras, I just didn't even look at the files because I didn't want to. And that was actually the whole reason why we chose the iPhones. Was because they're affordable to the sense of the ability of what they can do. Like, because not only can you film on it, like a camera, that only works when we're filming, but this works to make money, to
of course, to
speak to people, to contact their family and all that stuff as well. So that's why I see mutual benefit in all of that.
After that information, what are you doing today?
What am I doing today?
Yeah.
Today I've just been working. I hit the gym. We've been off of it recently, haven't we? Yeah,
we haven't had like a routine since November. And it's difficult because literally we were in the moment where we were like with more stability. We chose to say, well, you just said at 3 a.m. let's move everything, babe. So
Okay. So why did we decide to leave Playa del Carmen and move to your home city?
I don't know. Until this moment, I don't know, because I'm going to tell you a story. Okay, the story is that I was working. It was like 2 a.m., something like that. We were in Playa del Carmen, and randomly Max just comes out from the office and is like, babe, let's finish the contract.
No, that was it. So we got a nice payment in, and that was the first time we got a nice payment for a while. And we had a contract in a nice apartment in Playa. And then I remember just before we left here, when we came to visit here the first time.
Okay.
I was looking at houses and I was like, oh my God, the price of them. I was literally like, how much? Like, I was looking in like the bad areas also, some of them. So I was a bit like, I didn't have the full picture. But even still, the apartment that we live in now is another bedroom. The living room's 10 times bigger. The kitchen's 10 times bigger. We've got a whole like...
The location is amazing.
The location's great. So it made sense, in my opinion, to go, well, let's focus on business. Let's also stay in the sun. That was important. But also the Playa sun was just too hot.
And we were not going to the beach.
We weren't utilizing the
beach.
We weren't La Playa. We weren't utilizing Playa del Carmen, the beach of Carmen. Do you know what I mean? So it didn't really make sense to pay the premium, even though it's in retrospect not a premium to like somewhere like Miami. Like we were still paying like probably electric bill in Miami.
That's why I was going to say like the electric bill, babe.
Oh no! I'm saying in comparison to Miami.
No, yeah, of course.
But the electric bill here is actually 10 times less.
In comparison, well, first when we are talking about here, we're talking about Morelia, and we were living in Playa del Carmen, and the electricity there is.
It was 5,000 pesos per month, which is
crazy, babe. One bimester we paid 8,000 pesos.
No, it was 5.
No,
for 2.
We had an awful one of 8 and another of 5.
Months?
Yeah.
Okay. No. So the worst one was 1 month of 5. Because the last month was 5,000. So that would be 10,000 pesos, which is, hold on.
It was a lot of money. In Playa del Carmen, everyone that lives in Playa del Carmen, Playa is amazing, but the cost of the electricity is awful.
Okay, so this is the interesting thing, because that's actually quite a normal price in the UK.
Well, not here.
$296. In fairness, it was only a 2-bedroom apartment.
Exactly. And we didn't have the AC on all the day.
We actively tried not to.
Yeah.
But, so bear in mind this. So $296 is how much it was for 1 month. For 2 months here, I think it was it $397?
$365 or something like that.
I think it was $390.
I don't remember.
I think it was $390, let's say. $23 for 2 months. That's less than my... per month, that is less than my phone bill.
I know.
And also, like, I said it because, for example, in the UK, you know when I said to you, I was like, what are you leaving the lights on for? I grew up in the UK.
Yeah.
Very common for, like, if you left the light on, like, mum and dad would get pissed at you.
Here is the same.
See?
Yeah.
But even though it costs so cheap.
But it's in comparison. Like, it's
True.
not the same price. It's not the same money that people earn in UK than in Mexico.
True.
Like...
Right. But, like, for me, like $23, like, I'm like, turn the washing machine on more, just for the sake of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's put all these lights on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6
this
lights
is different.
on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that blows my mind how different things are/can be.
So that's how you decide, you came out and say, let's move to
I generally don't know what it was. I was sitting working. And I must have been looking at apartments. I must have been, or houses, because we wanted to move into a house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, fuck it, let's just furnish a house and go and like get a house.
we were obsessed with a house in Tres Marias that we love.
It's like a gated community.
Until now, we haven't seen it. We were in love, but life kept like putting things between us and renting that house.
Yeah.
So we didn't see. So we were like, okay,
well,
it's not meant to be.
And that was it. We just said like, it's not meant to be. If it's gonna happen, it will be there for us when we get back.
Exactly.
And it literally got taken just when we got back.
Mm-hmm.
So it got taken off Facebook.
We took it like, okay, no, don't rent it. And I'm very grateful that we didn't rent it.
Oh, honestly, because it was, if I'm being honest, it was still the most beautiful house I've seen.
Yeah, it's
for
beautiful.
A good price. It was a little bit more expensive than this.
Yeah.
But then we would have had to furnish.
The whole thing.
Exactly.
And even furnishing little things, little by little.
Even curtains and...
Here has been like expensive, and we're very grateful because we receive help from our families and a lot of support, but it's not easy to furnish a house or...
Yeah, you think it's a lot easier when you look at it. In fairness, it didn't have an upstairs, so it would have been probably easier to furnish. It would have been like furnishing an apartment because it still was 3 bedrooms.
But we were talking that it didn't have even curtains or anything.
No, we wouldn't need to get a TV.
A fridge.
Oh yeah, that was the thing. That was the thing that stopped us.
Because we didn't want to buy like a washing machine. We didn't want anything that can like tie us to a certain place.
That was it. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
And I think even your brother Alvaro, he said it. He was like, why would you want furniture? And I was like, actually, that's so true. Why would we want furniture? I was like, literally, that was the whole reason that I didn't want to buy stuff in the UK. And even just having a car for me was like a tie down. But I sold the car. And then I lived and just spent all that money on rent and then went broke again. And then that's actually how Hypnotic Media started, because I had no money.
And I was crying in the floor.
There you go. I remember that.
Angry.
What were you angry at?
I'm not having money. Yeah, I was like, I don't have money, anything.
I remember sitting literally in the corner of the old house.
Literally, I had like 5 pesos. Again, another scene of that in my life. So literally like 5 pesos, and I was just angry. I was angry at me, I think, because also I knew that I had options, and I was like, I'm going in again with everything into dancing, but I want money.
But also, because that's the thing I remember in Player, when you were trying to set up the studio to like dance, and people just weren't showing up because it's not the type of place that you want to. That you go to dance. It's not like going to like, for example, anyone that doesn't understand Mexico, going to LA versus going to, I don't know, Cincinnati. It's the most random place. There's not most people aren't going to dance there, let's say. Like you go to LA to get famous, to meet dancers and stuff like that, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and in Playa it was very difficult, so I felt that I was like getting far from my purpose and my passion and everything. But I was like, but I also want money. And that's like a hard truth here in Mexico, especially, that people think that choreographers and dancers earn a lot of money, and the reality is that not everyone earns that. Not being in a tour means that you are rich.
Yeah.
No, at all.
Well, that's the interesting thing that you've had. Obviously, you went on tour with one of the most famous people in Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And well, I know how much you got paid.
Yeah.
I think
That's
even just working with hypnotic media, we're earning more money than that, right?
Yeah, but I think that's why I'm saying that it's a general problem, because of course that you get amazing experience and you get everything, but you can keep living off experience your whole life.
It's like, well, that's it. But that's that whole thing. So I actually like to switch that with, what's it called? Like the way that I used to live, in the sense of like, oh, I want to be happy, I want to be peaceful. It's like, great, but also you can't pay rent with peace and happiness.
Of course not.
And you can't pay rent with like dancing on a stage. You know what I mean? Unless they're paying you, right? Which some people do, because like you said, some people do, but it's like the top 1% of dancers, right?
And I also, and I would say, I can say like a top 1%, because now everything is very subjective. By the way, I don't speak English. So
Bullshit.
This is very difficult for me.
I'm going to get a bullshit alarm.
Shut up. No, I think there is everything about contacts, and
but I think
like working with the right people, and also like, just having vision, because for a lot of years dancers dance for free or for love or for whatever, but you have to understand sometimes in a bad way that it's not fair, like the amount of money or the payment. So what can we do? Like,
so just what are you gonna do about that, Kathya?
The motion. April 6 and 7, by the way.
Plus the agency.
Follow on Instagram, The Motion MX, and the agency, The Motion Productions, with a lot of work. Thanks. Okay, so it's just, I think that all what we can do is putting our part and working to change that. But that's showing people that it can be different.
But that's what we were saying. We were saying to Aunt about even hypnotic media paying people in, like, for example, we've got a girl that works from Mexico, from Morelia, and it's typical to earn how much? 8,000 pesos a month. Yeah? 8,000
pesos a month per 8 hours a day.
8 hours a day, 5 days a week. Yeah? That is, for anyone watching, $474.
Nothing, I know.
That's nothing. Now, like you said, you want to change that, and I think like I want to get to the point where people go, who the fuck do you work for to make this much money?
Exactly. Without having to go out from Morelia.
Exactly. And that's why I like the idea of remote work as well.
Yeah.
Because then anywhere in the world you can work with anyone, and you can also improve the economy of different places, of different people, and people that have, like I said to you, like, most people would look at an editor and go, just an editor. Or how are you going to earn money as an editor, unless they're like editing cinematic films and whatever. Exactly. They probably wouldn't assume it.
Or in a huge production, blah, blah, blah.
Exactly, but can they actually earn more than the average plus wage in their area? And like, because we're not an Amazon yet, like we're not the biggest company where we can just pay people like the average salary in like the UK or US. Like, can we do that in somewhere like Mexico?
And I think that the cool thing is that we already start.
Yeah.
So we're on the right path, I think.
What's your favorite part about working remotely?
That I can do whatever I want with my time without anyone. You don't know how frustrating and...
With me.
What?
With me.
No, Bubito. Like, you don't have an idea of how angry it made me in every work or in every new job that people told me, the boss were like, okay, you have
an hour to eat.
1 hour to eat, and the hour that they want first. Why? I want to eat every day. I look to eat every day. Like, why can I?
I hear you.
And then we're like, okay, in a year you have 1 day free. And
I still can't believe that.
I don't know if I'm lying and it's 1 or 7. I'm not sure. But it's like literally, I think that 1. I don't know. But there are some works that they tell you only have 7 free days in all the year. And you're like, what? I'm selling my life and my time. Time is the best thing that we have. And why does someone else has to tell you what to do in your time?
12 days apparently.
But that's in a private thing.
It says employees are entitled to 12 days of paid annual vacation in the first year of service.
In Mexico? I think that 12 is too much, or I don't know if they...
It says Mexico's federal law. I don't know. Okay.
Well,
but even still, I think that's ridiculous.
But whatever. Like, why someone is going to tell you only have 12 chill days? No, no, this is my life. I will do whatever I want.
That's the thing that sucks. Microphone.
So that's the thing that makes me very angry. What about you?
What?
Like, what's your favorite part of
Working remotely?
Yeah.
I just love to work remotely because of the time to do whatever we want. Like, for example, right now, it is 1:39 a.m.
And here we are happy.
But that's it. Like, I think I spend probably 90% of my day doing some form of work.
Yeah.
Like, even, for example, even if we're in, like, going for breakfast or something, we'll be
sitting talking about it.
Sitting
and
talking
checking,
about it. Or, like, if you get a message.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I generally just enjoy the work, if I'm being completely honest. And, like, I think, like, people have said it to me before, oh, but you're lucky to do what you love. And I'm like, well yeah, but this started in 2019. Well, no, actually, maybe before that, when I started network marketing, when I started a building company, when I started a clothing company, like, all these different things that I started helped me understand all these things. So I remember when I started a clothing company, like, my friends, they generally said to me, I remember one journey home, I was in the car, and I picked them up from a night out. They were all clubbing and I was at home trying to build a clothing company.
Yeah.
And they literally were laughing, saying, like, that's never going to work. That's never going to work. Now, they were right, but
in that moment.
That's the thing. They were right for that thing, but I've never had a stable income. I've only ever worked as theoretically an entrepreneur. Yes, I did coaching for a bunch of years and I was a hypnotherapist, but I was still choosing my hours, running my own time.
Yeah.
So
being free.
Exactly. And even though in the 3 years before I actually came to Mexico, I actually spent every day of my life in the office. So obviously you saw that we built the office. I started making a decent bit of money in the coaching industry, and like nothing crazy. Like I did make like $10,000 in 1 month, but that was like the best month I ever had. And then it was very like fluctuating every month.
That was on when?
That was during COVID.
Oh, okay.
So that was actually like COVID for most people was like the worst time financially.
For me,
COVID for me financially was the best time.
For me was the worst because
I was making so much money.
For me, but it was because you were working with a single person.
But I was also working online, and when COVID happened, everyone went online.
Yeah, and the thing is that my work was
in person.
Completely in person.
Exactly.
And crowds.
Exactly.
Crowds and crowds.
See,
so
mine was,
work, hello work.
Mine was literally the total opposite.
Yeah.
Like, because my thing was, once I closed the laptop, I was gone. Like, I think I've only ever really worked with people in person like 3 or 4 times.
That's it.
Well, and no, probably more, but also like people that I knew, like I just wouldn't class them as people that I don't know. A handful of times I've worked with them. But when I started making so much money, all of those 3 years allowed me to actually go to Player. Even though I had no money, I was confident that I could get another client. And that's how I feel about our business is like, we can always get more clients. Like, that's why I think being able to be something like some form of entrepreneur where you understand like basic things. Yeah. You'll never be out of work for life because you can always start something else.
Exactly. And I think that's where we're going. No, that's where we are being intelligent in this moment when it comes to not wanting to have 10 clients at the same time.
Yes.
So we want like the bases, strong bases and strong things to keep building what we want.
But it's also that. It's also automating each client.
Yeah, of course.
Because if you scale too fast, you can
lose steps.
You can lose steps, but also you can lose the client.
Yeah.
And this was literally the conversation that I had with a potential client that's going through our sales funnel effectively. He literally said the last agency that they used grew too quickly and they couldn't keep up with demand. So everyone just started dropping off. My whole thing from that conversation was like, this is what I said to him. I was like, well, that's what we do. Each client, once we've automated the client, then we move to the next client. Yeah. And not that we move away from them, but it's like we have everything in place so that we have to manage. We don't have to be like, effectively, like I see it like building a house. We're not the one putting the bricks up. Yeah. We're the one going, okay, you sort the bricks out, you sort the plumbing out, you sort the electrics out. We're like the overseer of everything, and we're putting the strategy in place, and we got all the systems in place that we're actually building. Yeah. As long as you don't delete anything.
Because you were making me angry. Girls, like, you're doing something. You're doing something, and then randomly they're like, ew.
No.
And I deleted because he made me angry. I said so I had a very mature reaction.
No, you deleted it.
I had that's a very mature reaction. I was like, delete.
How many times did you delete something?
2, because you made me angry twice.
Exactly. But no, on top of that, like
No, yeah, but we're using the experience that we're getting from this one to keep
put
building.
to the next one, and each client, you learn something new.
Yeah, us and also our team. Because
without a doubt,
we have to say that our team is growing up fast.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
okay, so take this for example.
Yeah.
Do you remember when we were in the UK in December, and we were doing pretty much everything on our own?
Everything, yeah.
And then we were saying that we wanted to get a social manager, more editors. We got another editor.
We said it for months. Yeah.
Another editor.
Yeah.
And we're looking for more editors. That's one thing that I've had to learn is managing people. But you're good at that. How did you get good at managing people? Because for me, like, I really struggle with that. Or I'm learning, but I really struggled in the past.
Again, I think that it comes from my background of teachers. Because
you know how to effectively boss people, but without being a bit.
Sometimes I can be a bitch, but yeah, my family is full of teachers. So whenever I was like little and I finished school, my mom took me to her school where she was the director. So
this is my favorite story.
So I was just like
a mini bitch.
Yeah, I was tiny boo boo, like 8 from little until like 14, 15. So all of my evenings was like looking teachers working. And I remember that they started letting me in the classrooms, and they were like, "Can you take care of them?" And I was like, "Yeah." They were like 6 years, 7.
How many was there?
Like 20 something.
See, there's no way I would have been able to do it.
Like 20 something, and I was like 12.
I would have been like way too embarrassed to do that.
And I don't remember what I was telling them, a story or something. And they were all quiet, and the teachers came running like they thought that I was hitting them or something to be quiet. I'm like, no, I'm just telling a story. So like those things, and then I started teaching dancing classes when I was 16.
Really?
And my
were you confident at 16?
I don't remember. I guess so.
Were you just like a bit of a
No, I was confident because I was always talking on public and
really 16
since the school I was always the one that how do you say that, the one that talks in the events.
I know what you're talking about. The introducer. I don't know what they call introducer or whatever.
Yeah, that, and I did a lot of things. And dancing. I think that dancing is the thing that gave me a confidence.
Right. Because I actually got social anxiety and stage fright from my friends at school.
No, so see, 2 different backgrounds, and I think that for me that was it. But now tell us the story.
I basically I had to overcome my fear of public speaking. So I used to have severe anxiety. I used to literally sit there. I remember I would hate to FaceTime people. I would hate to even call people because I'd have to talk.
And now he loves to talk.
Now I love to talk. I used to be in a group of friends, and like I was confident with my friends, but outside of that, I was a very, very shy person.
Why?
I don't know. I think it was just because of the people that I was around, and like. I don't really know the answer. I don't know if I was just a shy person as well.
But like they made you feel insecure?
Maybe. Maybe. Like I remember I remember making a video on this and saying like I couldn't articulate my words fast enough.
Okay.
And amongst boys, young boys, like boys like way of communication is like taking the piss out of each other. And if you're not strong-hearted, you will take it to heart. I used to take shit to heart like badly. Like now, that's the thing. Like now, obviously, I don't really give a shit. Yeah. But I used to really take things to heart. I also had a bunch of bad experiences with friends. I've told you about some of those things. Maybe we'll get into them one day.
Thanks, friends, for being dickheads because you're here.
Well, but that's the thing. But no, genuinely, like, that's the thing. The bad things that happened...
Yeah, we're coming around
served me. Completely served me. Because every bad thing... So, like, and this is actually quite a deep story.
I have a question. No, go you.
No, so this is actually quite a deep story. My friend that died in motocross, he died on the same jump that I crashed on a month before. The jump was like a gap. So it was a hole. And I crashed really badly. I just didn't get hurt. I ended up tangled up in a fence. It was a really bad crash, but I didn't get hurt. they filled the jump in, and instead of it being a gap, it was now like it went up across. It was called a tabletop, so it looked like a table effect. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. And he died on the exact same jump 1 month later, like give or take a month. And I was like, fuck. Me and him were just as good as each other. Mm-hmm. I was like, that could have been me. Cancel. No, of course, but like genuinely, that could have been me. So the way that I chose to see that, even at 16, because that was when it happened, I remember thinking like, and obviously like God rest Brad's soul, like, do you know what I mean? Like way too young, 16 years old, do you know what I mean? Like, and it was just a completely tragic experience. Yeah. And I remember like being like, what the fuck? But like it really made me think like me breaking my back generally saved my life. I don't know that for a fact, but I know for a fact I would have been racing at that track. I would have, because that was one that we always went to. So breaking my back genuinely saved my life. Yeah. It's just a perspective shift.
Like the pasta that we fucked up because it tastes like soap. So we have to fuck that pasta because we were not meant to go out before.
Right.
You never know what can happen, like a crash or cancel. Nothing's going to happen ever, but like everything happens because of something.
So this is actually my interesting take on that. Everything happens for a reason, yes, and also people can get held up by that, and they can go, everything happens for a reason, then they get lazy.
No.
So that's the one thing where they go,
because
it's like, for example, I dropped a plate today and it hit my toe. That means I'm not going to go outside. And then they start putting actual excuses when it's like, for example...
Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
Like there's reframing, but then there's, I suppose, just being a lazy bitch, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yes, you may have social anxiety and your body's saying to you, don't go outside because you're going to get hurt, but that's not true.
Yeah.
Versus, like, another time where my car broke down at 5:30 in the morning on my way to the gym, pitch black, like freezing cold in the winter in the UK. You experience the UK winters. Anyone that knows it, fucking awful.
Oh my god!
But my genuine thought
and
was...
without tacos,
without sun, it sucks. But my first genuine thought was I saw a roundabout. I was like, well, I could have got to that roundabout. Car could have hit me. I could have got T-boned. The car could have flipped and I could have died.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, also, maybe if I tweet about this on Twitter at the time, Elon Musk might give me a Tesla. He didn't give me a Tesla, but...
Este mamón. Huh? Este mamón is like, this bitch.
What were you going to say? You were gonna ask me
yeah. I have like something. Tell me 3 moments of your life that have been awful in that moment.
Yeah. That turned out to be a good thing.
That led you until today.
Okay. So 3 things that happened that were bad and have actually turned out to be good.
Because now you're here.
Yeah. Well, every breakup I went through in the moment was painful. But no, but genuinely, like every breakup I went through, like in the moment was painful. But how grateful can you be? Because life would have been completely different.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It would have been completely different.
For a lot of people, not just for you. That's what we were talking. Like, if you decide to... Well, no. Continue with Continue with your points and I will...
No, go.
Like, if you decide to, for example, instead of... Sorry.
I will be your microphone bringer.
If you decided in that moment that instead of Playa del Carmen you will move to Puerto Vallarta, if I decided that instead of moving from Mexico City to Playa I would move to Canada.
Okay, so
everything
first of all,
be
let's get the genuine complete odds of that actually happening. So I was on a phone call with Gavin, my friend Gavin. I was on a phone call with him. I never actually met him before. I'd known him online for years. I remember, if you actually go back to one of my oldest Instagram posts, I actually posted him because I used to watch his YouTube videos. And then 3 years later, I ended up living with him. 3 or 4 years later, I ended up living with him. He basically was in Dominican Republic. I was in the UK. It was very cold. This was during COVID. I needed somewhere to go in the sun because I was, you know what I'm like with the sun. I need the sun, and I generally wasn't depressed. I've never been depressed. Well, I used to be depressed.
You can be I can imagine that you can be depressed in UK with that weather.
It's much easier.
Oh my God.
It's much easier.
You just want to eat and be in the bed.
Well, that's it. We generally didn't leave the living room, did we? Barely.
Sorry, Graham, for so much
noise
and fire.
Space we must use about £1,000 worth of logs. But no, I was, what was I saying?
That you needed a son, so you talked with Gavin.
So we were having a conversation, and he just broke up with his girlfriend at the time, I believe. And I said, I need to see the sun. He went, where are you thinking? I was like, well, Mexico's the only place that I can get in because of all the COVID stuff. I'll probably have to bleep that word out, to be honest.
Yeah, you will.
Motherfucker. See, I'll leave these words in, but you can't even say that. That's, again, another reason. I'm sure everyone can understand the situation that happened with the world. Let's say that. The situation that happened with the world. This was the only place that I could get in.
Yeah.
And I was like, flights weren't too bad at the time. No, actually, they were quite bad. No, they were quite bad. They were over $1,000. I think I just had about $1,000. I bought this laptop on my credit card that I still haven't paid off. I just keep getting balance transfers credit cards. And I basically just thought, okay, well, let's try somewhere for a month. Let's go on a month vacation. Stayed there for 1 month, met a bunch of people, obviously then end up living with Tristan. That was when I actually decided to stay in Playa. And then that was when I was like, to my mum, I literally called my mum and I was like, Mum, can you sell my car? She's like, what? She's like, why? You just bought it like a year ago. I was like, yeah, I know, but like best investment I ever made. I doubled my money on it. And I do not know how, because it's not like a vintage car. It was like a Golf. Like it was just your average car. I just doubled my money on it because I bought it very cheap from my granddad. Yeah. And it wasn't like he was doing me the craziest deal.
Oh,
the car value just went up.
Grandma and Grandpa.
John and Krisha.
Oh, Tiki.
No, so I ended up saying to my mum to sell the car. She sold the car and got exactly what I wanted for it. I think a little bit less. And then I sold that, and then that's what helped me pay rent because business was not going well. What was the 3 things that you asked me for? The 3 things that went bad?
3 bad, like painful things that happened that
ended up becoming good. Okay, so that was the first one.
The breakups.
The breakups, because without them happening, I wouldn't have.
Bye, bitches. Yes, I'm here. You can keep going.
I will keep going. The second thing I would say, genuinely having anxiety was one of the best things, because I worked so hard to become so confident that like I just will never be able to lose that. Even now, the fact that we don't leave the house that much, like sometimes I go out and I'm like, oh, I get overwhelmed with people. Oh yeah. But I know for a fact that if I do it for like a week, I'll be perfectly fine. Yeah, okay. But before I used to have like severe anxiety. Like I remember one day I was sitting in my bedroom. I was drinking this like Red Bull, whatever. I had to stop drinking caffeine because it really screwed with me. Fuck. And I was sitting there like looking out my window just like that every 5 minutes because I thought something was going to get me. Like it was like paranoia. Fuck. It was horrible. It was it genuinely felt like paranoia, and I was freaking out. And I didn't tell anyone. Like no one knew. I don't even think my mum knew, to be honest. This is when I was living at home. Like I didn't want to tell her because I was also trying to work on myself at this time. I can't remember when it was. And a third thing that was very painful. So you think that without like if you still have anxiety, there's no way that we have met? If I still had anxiety, no chance. There's no way I would have gone to Mexico on my own in a place that I didn't know the language, or I didn't know anyone. Yeah. Like genuinely, when I first came to Playa, like. I think I told you, I was just walking. I told you when we were there with my parents. We were walking down the street, and I remember seeing this juice shop, and I just bought a juice, and I just sat there, and I was just like, this is great. I was like, I don't need anyone. And like I felt very... That's the best for a good few years, I learned to just love me on my own and not need anything or anyone. Do it, people, do it. We really, 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 really give that advice. Like, learn and love to be alone. That's the best thing. Because what's your favorite thing about being alone? My favorite thing about being alone, that my time is my time. No one can decide, no one can rush me, no one can say anything. So when was the last time you were like fully alone? Today? Yeah. When you went to the gym. Okay. And what did that do for you, being completely alone? I knew that I have to work, so I was just stuck working. But then I got distracted for 10 minutes, and then I was like, okay, but it's up to me, you know?
usually I try to, well, not I try, but usually I do to myself that I deal with a lot of things at once.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it's tiring.
To do what?
Like when I have 5 projects at the same time.
But that's
over.
Which ironically, you say that you don't like to do. You overthink some things, but you also, in my opinion, I'm just like, why are you doing so many things at once? Because also this was one thing that I actually used to do. I remember I was trying to do network marketing, affiliate marketing, starting a business with Ben, working a job, and trading Forex. I was like, and like I remember having a conversation with a guy who went, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, why are you doing so many things? I was like, 7 streams of income, duh. And he's like, and then Alex Hormozy said it perfectly. He was like, yes, millionaires have, the average millionaire has more than 7 streams of income. But what you don't know is, like it was a ridiculous percentage, I don't know the percentage, actually made their first million with 1 stream of income.
So the other ones are like add-ons.
Exactly. So for example, you make $1 million, put it this way, you make $1 million with the agency, you then buy property, that's another stream of income.
Yeah.
You then...
okay, got it. Instead
of
different projects, like things from that like big one, spread it and...
no, because that counts as well. Like, for example, let's say this podcast, when it blows up to 1 million followers.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias. Like, you do merch.
No, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It comes out from the main project.
Exactly.
Like, that makes
like,
sense, totally sense.
Exactly. So that's the one thing that I think I learned the hard way, was I was doing so many different things that I actually was spread so thin that you can only, let's say you're doing 10 things and each thing takes up 10% of your energy, you've got 10% of energy in each thing.
Yeah.
Whereas if you just do 2, you've got 50% of energy in both of them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That makes sense.
So like that, there's a great like meme, I suppose, on Facebook, Instagram. Sorry, it's like a picture, like a motivational one where it's like a circle and it says focus, and then it has like different arrows coming off of it, or it has a circle and it says focus and it has one really long arrow, and then like that really long arrow, like Hormozy said it again, like it only really takes 20 hours. I'm going to say that again because I want to clip this. It only really takes 20 hours of focus practice to get decently competent at something, to actually become able to do something to a decent level. For example, if I went to go and learn the piano for 20 hours, I'd probably be able to play a basic, like...
song.
Not a song, I don't think it would be a song, but like a basic tune. If you sat and, like, I know you actually know how to, like, video edit, but if you sat to 20 hours to learn, like, the CapCut edits that we have for these type of videos, you would probably be able to do it quite well.
Yeah.
Like, I know for me, like, how bad was I when I first saw CapCut?
Yeah.
And now I can,
and
like,
you hate
now
it.
I love it. I think it's great. I think it's a great app to use because it's efficient.
Yeah.
I love efficiency. Like, even in the gym, I'm sitting there on the bike, like, I'm like, my routine now is like 3 kilometers on the bike, but while I'm on the bike, I'm doing like shoulder raises because we've only got little weights, like
working with what we have.
Honestly. Yeah. But, and then the efficiency of like the 3-minute press up challenge and all that type of stuff.
So what is your third point? You haven't said it. The third thing that was painful.
Did I not say it? So the first one was breakups. The second one was anxiety. The third thing that fucked me up, that ended up being one of the greatest things in my life. I mean, there's been so many. I'm trying to think of like a good one.
A good one, a painful one.
Yeah, like a really painful one. Because there's been like little ones, like I said, where my car like fucked up.
Yeah.
Like literally, I remember like 3 scenarios with cars. I got a car when I was 17 for my birthday actually, and so here's a great one. So that car that I got for my birthday, it wasn't a crazy car. It was a Ford Fiesta. It was an old Ford Fiesta. I was very grateful to get it, and it was light blue, and it looked like a really baby light blue. I was perfectly fine with it. It didn't bother me. And I remember one of my friends saying, that is such a granny's car, or that's such a shit car, or something like that. And my thing was, I liked the shape of the car. I actually really liked the car. And when he said that, I was like, first of all, at least I've got a car. I was like,
boom, bitch.
Like, do you know what I mean? First of all, but also, give a fuck. Like, I got this bought for me. I didn't I didn't buy it myself. Like, I got this bought for me. Why would I turn it away?
People is always going to talk. Always.
But that generally like gave me a base level of gratitude. Like I think so many things have given me a base level of gratitude. But that gave me a base level of gratitude because I was like, I'm grateful for what I've got. Like genuinely grateful for what I got. And then I was listening to Tony Robbins for the first time ever, like years ago, and I binge watched his. You know how I binge watch like people at times, like I like binge watch Alex Hormozy for like when we were in Player. I binge watched Tony Robbins, and I remember one quote that he said in his video, and I was just, that's forever stuck with me. It was, "Be grateful for what you've got, so that you can one day you can have more to be grateful for." And I was like, okay. I was like, okay, so my car gets me from A to B. It may not be a Lamborghini yet, but it gets me from A to B. That's all that matters. But then also, like, fast forwarding, the car broke and I got pissed off at the car and I was like so angry. And then I had a bit of money, so I bought another car. Then that car broke. Then I got another. Do you know what I mean? So like all the bad things happening, when the car broke, I ended up getting another car. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? And they were good situations for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember my other car completely broke and I needed a new car. I needed a new car because I needed to, like, where we lived, where I used to live, like, you need a car to get around. Yeah. It just sucks about a car. But like genuinely, like I've thought about this recently. I think I said to you recently as well, like people taking the piss out of me really actually built a lot of character in me. Initially, like it really hurt. And like I had a lot of like I said, I took things very, very personally. Like I used to take things very personally. But because I was actually had people like take the piss out of me quite a lot, and I took it so personally that I had to work through that now I'm like, give a fuck what you say. Do you know what I mean? I really don't give a shit. And then that again comes back down to the anxiety and the confidence thing. If I didn't have social anxiety, would I have actually tried to speak on stage? Yeah. Probably not. I don't know.
You will never know.
But you will never know. That's the thing. You got to do the difficult things, eh? With your juice shots.
I did it today.
You did actually.
Shots are good. Shots are good.
Juice shots, not.
Yeah, juice shots are good for stop being sick. I hate ginger. I hate it with all of my heart. Maximiliano puts ginger to everything.
No, I do not.
Babe. You even put ginger to a pasta one time.
No, I did not.
Yes,
I'd never put ginger in a pasta.
Yes, you did. It was something of food. It was something.
Rice.
You.
Yeah, right. Garlic and ginger goes well in a yakimeshi.
Ginger doesn't go in. Ginger goes in the trash.
Does. No, wrong. You drink it, so shut up.
I don't like it, but whatever.
Okay, so how are you dealing with our relationship? Like, because we work together. We spend all of our time together.
I was like, whoa, that's...
You're like, this motherfucker. Well, you're actually a prick.
Well, let me tell you Sunday sessions.
Go on, Angelini.
On a Thursday, or I don't know which day is today. I don't know.
Well, theoretically Friday now, 2 a.m. for fuck's sake.
How am I dealing with our relationship?
Because we work together.
We
pretty
live
much
together.
Spend every hour of every. We pretty much spend every hour of every day together, give or take.
Yeah.
Like you also do a few things here, like you're teaching dance and stuff like that. But we pretty much spend all our time together. How do you manage to do that, do you think?
It's easy. It's super easy. And I think that I told you the other day, when I'm with you, I can also feel alone. Not in a bad way, but in the sense that I don't feel that you overwhelm me, or I don't feel I'm. Even
though we're actually both very overwhelming people.
Yeah, but yeah, we can be 5 minutes like a koala in the sofa, and then we can just ignore each other for 3 hours, and like, oh, you're there, and we fool around and we play with water and stupid things like that I love. I think that that's a point because we can play and we can be stupid.
But I think some people don't have that in them.
But that's why I'm saying that that's an extra. You're welcome.
Exactly, I am welcome. You're also welcome. No, but like, and that's what I've said to you before when we've argued. I've said like, when you've argued with me, I've said genuinely, like, I've had or like dated in the past, and when there's no fun, like fun that we have. And I genuinely mean the stupid little things. Like, for example, the way we can mess around. Like, if I didn't have that in my partner, I'd really struggle.
Bitch, I'm making a whole choreography today to just fight.
Yeah, exactly, to music. But like stuff like that is, and that is something that I'm actually really, I've been thinking about a lot, specifically for this podcast, is like, which direction does it go in? Because like, we actually don't know. Don't wait, do it, because we don't really know. Like, we don't want to wait and be like, right, we have to choose the perfect topics. Like,
we just want to do it.
Exactly. And we're just going to get better while doing it.
Exactly.
Because it's not like I've got a bunch of things here that I actually did want to go through, but I think we just started talking and we've nearly gone to an hour so far. The one thing that we're completely clear on is like relationship and business. Like, because we're...
And our
similarities,
difference and similarities that have us doing what we're having now, like talking about working, living, like this.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I also wanted to. I was literally thinking about this. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get my notes on my phone. I completely forgot that we're using our phone to record, like, because I had a bunch of videos.
Okay, so now Maximiliano, not anymore Max.
Officially Maximiliano. Even your niece calls me Maximiliano. I think even Graham calls me Maximiliano.
Yeah, everyone. Maximiliano. So when did you arrive to Mexico?
March 2020.
March what? Like 2, 3, 4, something?
Something like that. 3 or 4. Because you were the day after me.
Well, the thing is that we arrived to Playa with 1 day of difference. Same year.
Lived 2 roads from each other for about a year.
A year, we never see each other. I don't remember seeing you. And then we met. We will tell that story in the second podcast. Maybe.
One day.
Maybe some people will know. But tell me, how is living in Mexico? What's your favorite part? And what's your... less favorite
my favorite thing about living in Mexico, genuinely at the start, was the fact that I had a complete culture shock. Like when you told me you were from Morelia, genuinely, I thought Morelia was going to be like what you see in Mexico in like films.
Tijuana.
Yeah, exactly. Like, genuinely thought like, fuck. And like, when I'm speaking to people and he's like, oh, where are you going to? I was like, Michoacan. He goes, Michoacan? He's like, you crazy motherfucker. Like, it's a Mexican guy. And I'm like, oh, what the fuck am I getting myself into?
Welcome to Morelia, Michoacan.
But like,
and we're one of the most beautiful cities.
Yeah, that's a beautiful city. Really?
No, yeah.
Really?
Yeah,
in the world?
Yeah.
Beautiful city in the world? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's not the first one, but it's one of the most.
Right. But it's a complete culture shock because you don't realize it. But then also, for example, the fact that we can have an apartment like this for this price.
It's amazing.
That like I said, well, that was the whole reason that I wanted to move here.
Yeah.
I always liked Mexican food. But not real
the
Mexican original.
Food. Yeah. Now you know the original.
Now I know the original, so I'd never go back. Like hard shell tacos, like
no,
they actually suck. They actually suck.
Oh my god, I have to tell you the trauma that I had in UK. Enchilada kit. Fajitas kit. What the fuck?
Well, no, because anyone watching this that's English, anyone that watching this that is English understands a fajita kit. Like, a fajita kit is a Friday night dinner.
That's like a fucking toy for us. Literally, it's a toy. Sorry, but that's awful and that's not Mexican. Cam, I don't care if you like it. That's not Mexican.
Yeah, fuck you, Cam.
We love you, Cam. But, no, that's not tacos. No. Now you have, like, taste the real salsa.
Uh-huh. Well, you've actually got me on hot sauce as well.
Yeah.
Which I'd never thought. Although there's been those
you are very sweet.
I just love sweet stuff.
I just love spicy.
Which, ironically, you love sweet and I like spicy. So I'm sweet, you're spicy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
What was I going to say? I was going to say something.
We were talking about the kids. Awful. Sorry. You have to try real Mexican
food. I was going to talk about those fucking papas from Funky Monkey. How hot they were.
Funky Monkey, I love you.
Wait, no. First of all, Mexicans are fucking dumb. Yeah, that's a statement. Do you want to know why? Because they eat hot sauce. Like, I'm looking at the camera this whole time. They eat hot sauce to the point that their ears hurt.
And the nose unblocked, and you can cry because it's spicy, but it's amazing.
But other than that, like, I fucking love Mexican food. Like, shout out Mexicans.
Eating something spicy is a whole experience. Eating something without chili is boring. No, yeah.
So I still don't agree.
Mango with chili. Comment below your favorite things, Mexican things.
Wrong.
Mango with Miguelito.
Wrong. What, even worse. Mango is perfect on its own. No. Strawberry is perfect on their own.
Strawberry, yeah, but mango, pineapple. Shout out to the Gaspachos Morelianos that you haven't tried.
Okay, English people, listen up. Right. Hold on a second.
Breathe.
Anyone from the UK is going to hate this food. I guarantee you. What is in a gazpacho?
UK, you eat very sweet. What is in the traditional gazpacho? I hope that I'm not making a mistake or this can be dangerous.
Okay, you tell me. I'll tell you if you're right.
Pineapple, jicama, pepino, sandia, watermelon. You can put. I'm talking about the recipe. Well, not the recipe, but the ones of Gaspacho del Boulevard. So it's watermelon, jicama, pineapple, and cucumber. You mix it, and mango too. You mix it in little squares. You can add orange juice, cheese, but cheese is a type of cheese, a special type of cheese that is amazing. Onion, green chili.
What the fuck?
And you can add lemon and all the sauces that you can imagine.
Okay, I'm now going to list these off, and this is going to be made into a short to see if you were correct. So, 2 teaspoons of El Guapo, me.
What's that, babe?
Me, El Guapo. Whole penguin chili peppers.
Babe, I don't know where you're looking at.
I'm looking on Google. The Moreliano Gaspacho. 2 cups of fresh orange juice.
Yeah.
1/4 cup of a fresh lime juice.
Yeah.
1/2 cup of finely peeled and chopped mango.
Yeah.
2 cups of chopped pineapple.
Mm-hmm.
A cup and a half of peeled and finely chopped jicama.
Yeah.
And 4 tablespoons of finely chopped white onion.
You can also add watermelon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then it says 8 tablespoons of crumbled cottage cheese.
No, it's
cotija.
Cotija is not cottage. It's different.
You sure?
Yeah. Cotija is the one that you can make into powder. Oh my God. I want a gazpacho tomorrow.
That looks disgusting. But no, because the thing is, like...
So you're saying that gazpachos are disgusting?
Yes.
You haven't tried it, so you can't...
I haven't tried it, and I agree.
No.
They look disgusting. They sound disgusting.
Babe, I ate turkey. You have to try gazpachos.
Okay. No, I'll try one. First of all, without cheese.
Okay, of course.
But I just...
He will love it.
I've got a guarantee I won't.
He will love it.
Guarantee I won't.
It's fruit. You love fruit?
But the fruit's great. The onion doesn't go with fruit. I would never put onion in like a fruit salad.
Have you tried it?
No.
Okay, thank you.
Fair play.
I will send you the video once he tries and he starts rolling over them.
Guarantee I'll eat it and I'll go, that's, I'm not having that again.
But he can mix guayaba with jengibre and with everything and weird things. That's worst.
But it's good for you.
Gazpachos are good for you. It's fruit.
But sin queso.
Boring.
Sin queso.
Boring.
But also too much chili. What is the main problem with Mexicans? What is that one stomach problem that they all get?
That we are amazing.
What is the one stomach problem that all Mexicans get?
We are gastritis.
Yeah.
And colitis.
And where does that come from? Too much chili?
Oh, that comes from...
Too much chili?
Oh my God. From making dorilocos. So you put Doritos.
Eres muy locos.
With Maggi sauce, Valentin, everything with lemon, salt. And then you finish the chips.
And
the best thing...
It.
Yeah. You have like to do like... Oh my God, I'm rolling. Oh my God, I need to
English people won't understand it.
It
makes no sense.
Because you haven't lived. I can recognize that your pigs and blankets, I love. Oh my God, I love them. Mm-hmm. I love them. But for example, fish and chips,
But that was just because you had a bad experience, I think. No, because we all felt bad that day.
It was awful. It was awful.
I think you would like a traditional, because that's not a traditional fish and chips.
And the thing is
I don't eat fish and chips.
And the thing is that time I just met his family and I was with Abby, the sister-in-law. So I was feeling really sick in the first time in her car, and I was like, I don't want to be a bitch and vomit in her car.
I don't want to be a bitch. It's like, I'm going to hold that vomit. It's like,
yeah, literally I did that. I hold it, and when we arrived, I just ran.
That's funny.
And almost died.
That's funny.
How about the attack that I had in the airplane?
Oh my God. Okay.
Tell the experience from your point of
I'm
view.
going to say fuck pharmaceutical companies because all they do is fuck you up. That is all they do, period. Like, if you've got nothing left, go to pharmaceuticals. I think that's, like, it should be a last resort, in my opinion. But, for example, like, what was the reason you took the pill?
Just to sleep.
Just to sleep?
Yeah.
So there was no
I was just like, I want to sleep.
Yeah. And then middle of the flight, bearing in mind, it was your first time flying out of Mexico.
Oh my God, it was so full.
First time flying out of Mexico. A complete panic attack. Like, because you woke up and you couldn't breathe.
Yeah, I woke up and I saw the plane in the middle of anything. Literally, we were like over the sea.
I remember you looked at me and you went, I can't breathe. I was like, what? You all right? I was just sitting there just watching the film. I was watching, like, I know exactly what I was watching. The Meg 2 about sharks.
Yeah,
I was sitting there, I'm like, this is a great film. And I was paused. I was like, what? What's up? Oh shit, you all right?
Yeah, and before telling you, I was like that for like 5 minutes. Where I was like, I'm going to breathe, everything is fine. But literally, when I saw the plane in the middle of nothing, I was like,
funny.
Babe, I can breathe.
And then that gay guy from Mexico City was hilarious with you, wasn't he?
God,
he was brilliant. He was really good, actually.
Yeah. That guy that was in the plane was amazing.
Yeah. And then you got to eat, and then the girls were giving you all the chocolates,
Candies.
the English candies and stuff like that. I was like, there you go. You get... So anyone that's English, they'll understand digestives. And fudge is just a shit chocolate, but very traditional English. It's like a Christmas time chocolate.
Yeah, we were like sitting in the back part of the plane.
I was just stealing
while I was collapsing and Max was eating.
Eating and drinking.
Oh my God, yeah.
But I think it was also because you mixed it with... And anyway, back to my point. Yeah, pharmaceuticals, I see no benefit from them.
No, they don't have. And I'm trying to be as far as I can because I used to take a lot of medicine. I used to be like a very sick girl. I was always with flu, but I didn't have the normal flu. I was always like very, very sick. But yeah, I think that since I've been eating better a little bit.
You're welcome.
And yeah, just that. I'm taking care of myself. I've seen the changes in my body.
But that's the overall thing. And this is something that I think people have even told me. They're like, yeah, but like things get much and then you can't go to the gym. You don't have time to go to the gym. And I'm like, it's an excuse because I know like last year or the year before, I think maybe the year before. No, when we were together, I was hitting the gym every day, right?
Yeah,
okay.
Almost.
Like when we first met. Okay. So I was in like real good shape at that point, right? I think, or was it but just before I met you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because when I met you, you went to UK for a month.
Yeah. Yes. No, that was it. So I was running in the morning. No, hitting the gym in the morning first thing. Come home, do yoga. I'd have a smoothie, then I'd go do yoga. Then in the evening, I would run maybe 2 or 3 times a week. So 7 days a week I was working out, but I was working out hard. I was eating a lot of food. Like I've never taken steroids or anything like that, but I was in super good shape. But at the time I didn't actually notice how good shape I was in. But now I look at pictures of myself and I'm like, fuck.
It always happens.
Like, your abs were sick.
Yeah, and you're like, how I was like that?
Yeah, like I don't like. I remember like being like relatively big, but like I think I told you, and I found this so fascinating. This happened with Mateo. This happened with O'Hare, and this happened when I was on my own. People coming up to me asking for a picture, and I'm like, I'm not that big. Like, I was in good shape, but
it wasn't because you were big, babe. It's because it's Playa del Carmen and everyone does that.
No, but like random pictures. I've also got a very funny
babe,
video.
we also have them and we don't have big bodies.
Yeah, I know, but you're girls. Like, of course, people
but
want
also
pictures of you.
Playa del Carmen.
Yeah, but I've never experienced it. I've never experienced people wanting pictures of me. Do you know what I mean? I found it very flattering. Like, oh, thank you. I remember some guy, he was like, you want my wife? I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck?
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah, Playa del Carmen has a lot of weird people and weird proposals and
some
Playa
very weird
Carmen.
ones. But a funny one, my favorite one was this guy. What was his name? I remember it. It was what was his name? I've got a video of me and him on my phone, and I was like, this is when I barely knew any Spanish, and he came up to me. He basically said it in Mexican, in Spanish. He was like, you're American. I was like, no, I'm English. And he's like, my wife, she wants a photo with you. And I'm like, okay. and it was like there was just like four of these Mexican ladies just sitting in the ocean, just like. And they all wanted a picture of me. I was like, okay. And then he's like, my friends as well, they want a picture of you. I'm like, first of all, like, I was like, because obviously people get this stigma of Mexico. I was like, it's a very dangerous place. I'm like, am I going to get robbed? Like, blah, blah. No, they just generally wanted a photo with me. I can't remember the guy's name, but it was hilarious. And the amount of people that would say to me, like, you can't fall asleep on the beach because people will steal your stuff. Like,
but also it depends in the area where we're talking about.
In Playa?
No, like, for example, in Playa is not so...
I can feel your toes.
In Playa, you can have like a little bit more of.
It's
security.
more American. It's pretty much America.
But it's Mexico of Mexicans,
Yeah.
not of not of English people.
No, of course.
Not of Argentinos.
No, of course,
that are
but
all over the world.
But also Playa del Canada, they call it. Do you know what I mean? Because there's so many Canadians.
Yeah.
Like Playa is just full of international people.
Yeah. No, and I don't have anything against that. I'm just saying I hate when people goes to our places and treat Mexican people badly.
But I just think
people that is in the service,
ridiculous.
people that is, and not just them, like people in general that treat bad the people that is given a service. Fuck you. Like I hate that people.
I'm with you.
That kind of people can be a good people. Can good.
Well, that's something that I always had as like a base level whenever I like dated before. It was like, if you can't respect a waiter or waitress, how the fuck can you respect me?
You know. And also now that you're saying that, there's a lot of guys, well, I don't know from work, but at least I had experience that there's a lot of guys that feel that they have more like power if they talk badly to a service, or that they are like showing off in front of a girl.
I hate that.
And
I hate
it's like
that. That's like a kid showing off at their house to their friend when they're with their parent, and the parent's like, stop showing off.
Exactly.
Like, why would you talk to me like that? Like, it literally is a very childish behavior, I think.
And zero like gentlemen at all.
But that's the thing. Like, for me, I would always be very conscious of that. I think, like, I'm still conscious of that now. I think if someone's doing something for me, I think being polite is very normal.
That's the least that you can do. Like, no one has to give you something.
I can't believe
they are working.
people have to be told that.
Oh my god.
So there's a funny story of that. When I was in Turkey years ago with my family, went on first family holiday after my mum and dad split up, we had no money. We literally had no money. I'm not going to say all Russian people, because I don't think it's all Russian people. I've met polite Russian people before. But there was a group of Russian people, and I'm assuming quite wealthy. They were in like the really expensive villas in this hotel. Like they were super expensive. Like, bearing in mind, our holiday was like $10,000. Like, theirs must have been like $40,000 or $50,000. It looked expensive. And I remember the waiters, it was an all-inclusive, and the waiters would come up and obviously they'd be giving you drinks all night or food or whatever. And they did not once say thank you for the drink. And I was just like, and no, so we as a family, we were like, we called this guy Thank You. I can't remember his name. We just called him Thank You. Because like we would see that he would give something to them, and we go, thank you for them. Like, thank you. And we like made it like a joke and like a game of like to thank the guy so much so that he got the thanks that he deserved.
Yeah, of course.
And so many people, like you said, in the service industry don't get that. I do believe in like, we shouldn't expect things like that, because the reality is not everyone's going to treat us like that. But
it's
no, I get you. The reality is it's just not going to happen. That's just unfortunate the way the world is.
I just hate it. I just hate that someone feels more than someone else. Like, why? You have the same flesh, bones, everything. Shut up.
That's what I never understood about racism.
Me neither.
I'm like, what the fuck do you mean their skin color's different? Like, how the hell does that matter?
Because people has like tiny brains. So instead of knowing the people and instead of owning their own stupid things, they prefer to judge and to be like that.
Well, it's like you said about that statue that's here, because obviously Mexico was conquered by Spain.
Yeah.
And the Spanish.
They have to remove the guys that were like giving orders, because that was classism.
Yeah.
And
well, it's racism. Yeah. You know what I mean? But it's one. Is that class as racism? Okay, let's actually go into that. What is class as racism?
in my knowledge, I don't know, I can be very like not smart about this, but I
Wrong,
think
you're very
that
smart.
I think yes I am, but not in this topic. I don't know much, but I think that that's between races.
Exactly. So a black person can be racist to a white person can be racist to a Mexican can be racist to an Italian, because it's a race.
Yeah, it's not just to
Yes.
skin color.
Yeah, and I actually saw this video earlier. I think it was earlier. It was the other day. It was a guy interviewing a girl, and he said, where was the lady from? Some lady won Miss, what was it? Can't remember the country. It was like Miss like Canada or something like that. Or I don't think it was Canada. It might have been a smaller country. It was Miss something, but she was from Iran or something like that. I really can't remember where she was from. And the lady was like, I think that's great. And then a white lady won Miss Japan, and she was like, I can't believe these, like, it was literally along the lines like these colonizers go to these places, and it's like, that lady didn't do anything. Like, what the fuck did she do? You know what I mean? Like, I don't get double standards. No, like, for example, like, that's one thing I really dislike is double standards. When someone says something but they don't
apply the same to themselves.
For everything. Themselves for everything. Because it's like, I can say this about you and you're a bad person, but you can't say this about me, because otherwise I'll be offended.
And for example, how do you work that in our relationship? Because
I actually think we find like jokes in that, where we joke around saying that I'm white and you're Mexican. Do you know what I mean? Like, we joke around with it with each other that it's actually not offensive.
No, but you're talking about races.
No,
I was talking about what you just said, babe, that you are more, the thing that we always talk about, like being the same. If you do something, like
congruent with what you say.
How do you work that in a relationship?
And
it's in all of your relationships?
Okay. I don't know.
No, because sometimes with other people you don't give a fuck.
Yeah, no. Yeah, some people I really don't give a fuck with. But that's the thing.
Not because you don't care, but it's different, I think.
To some degree. Also, I just don't care for some people. I really don't. And I've just learned not to.
Yeah.
I used to care a lot about a lot of people. There's very few people that I care about now. And that's just... I've got self-respect. Like, I'm not going to let other people's energy waste my time. But there's a lot of people that will get stuck in that, and they'll stay, like, effectively... that's just people pleasing.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Worrying about what everyone's going to say, making sure that everyone's going to like you. There's still people that I do worry about what they're going to say, and there's still people that I do, like... I want people to like me, obviously, because that helps business, that helps relationships, that helps happiness. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not saying like to the point of like, oh no, fuck everyone. I don't need a person in my life, because I think that's ridiculous. I also think, for example, when people say exactly that, it's like, I don't need a fucking woman in my life. I'm like, having you in my life is great. Do you know what I mean?
Having you in my life is great, Bubito.
But that's it. Like,
but we chose.
Well, exactly. But this is exactly that thing about the red pill community, where I think it's fucking completely wrong, where they say you need a bitch that you can, like, will do as you say. I'm like,
and that's worldwide. That's the worst thing.
I understand why some people want that. But I genuinely understand it.
But which kind of people?
No. But why do they get to that point? Is because they chose bad women.
Exactly.
Whereas for me, like.
And not bad, but not, they are not coherent, or how do you say that?
No, like I mean bad women.
But yeah, but there's also
No, I'm not saying there's not bad men. Of course, it's bad men.
Yeah, but I was going to say that sometimes that you said something like, I don't know, like. Keep going, because I lost the point.
No, so like I do mean bad women, because there are bad women out there that you look at. Traditionally, like LA is a great example, whereas like these girls will do anything to get on these famous people's Instagrams. And
Morelia and Mexico and everywhere.
Of course,
right? Like,
of course. But of course. But what I'm saying is, if you've had women like that in the past, of course you think women are out to get you. So of course you want someone who's just going to just listen to everything that you say. But that's where, like I said, I think the red pill community is completely wrong, because having specifically you in my life, you don't just like, bow down to everything. You also do listen at some things.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you say things and at times can be challenging. But in my opinion, that's what builds a good bond between people. And that's why, like I've said to you, I don't argue with people. But we've argued, for me, quite a lot.
Yeah.
The only reason is because I love you. Do you know what I mean? It's like with my mum and sister. The only reason I've ever argued with them is because I love them. Like, and obviously that's not the reason that I argue with them. They pissed me off in that moment, and that's why I argued with them. But people that piss me off, people that could have argued with, like, I don't do that because it's not worth my time. Whereas, like, I'd say things we've argued on, I'm like, we don't need to argue on this shit. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's actually made us better.
And for example, like, while you've been with me, which was like the first or one of the moments where you say like, whoa, not like whoa, but like, whoa, this bitch like is crazy, or
the day I met you,
or she's not,
bitch, you're crazy,
or she's not like a pushover or something like that.
I knew that from day one that you weren't a pushover.
Why? How do you know that?
I don't know. Just your energy. You just aren't a pushover. Like, because this is the thing. Like, there's a lot of men out there that want a pushover woman. When I'd say the best thing is having someone who's actually gonna like not be a yes person. Because I think having yes people is very dangerous.
Yeah, because you can settle.
No, not only that, you think you're better than everyone.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, for example, go and get me a cake from the store right now. Yeah, okay. You forget what it's like to go and do the basic things. Do you know what I mean? Like, in my personal opinion, if I had a woman that was just complete pushover,
never.
No, but that's the thing. Like, we can completely and fully respect each other.
Yeah.
Like, have complete respect. And I can also tell you, like, I think you're being a bitch, and you can say, I think you're being a prick. Do you know what I mean? You can say that. But having someone that's a complete pushover, in my opinion, in the moment, maybe makes you feel stronger. And that's probably why people do it. But long term, you aren't actually strong.
No, because you can deal with your own shit, and that's why you're manipulating someone else.
And that's, again, I just don't agree with the red pill community with that, because I'm like, good women are good. Good women are great for your life. Yeah. Just like, and again, this also goes for the feminist community, good men are good for your life. Yeah. Like, stop rejecting men. Do you know what I mean? So many women are like, no, fuck men, I can do this on my own. I'm a boss bitch. It's like, because why do you not want a man?
Because a lot of girls, and also boys, I'm not saying just one, but maybe we had bad experience that make you think like, oh, fuck that. Like, again, I've been trying to... Wrong choice. Yeah. But I'm saying that sometimes people just use that as an excuse.
Without a doubt. And they don't work on their shit, so they use it as an excuse.
So what's like, explain for the people that doesn't know anything about the red pill, what's like their main stupid idea?
I don't know the actual thing. I'd probably be better off Googling it. But it's traditionally, what I agree with the red pill completely 100% is get in the gym, get your money right, get your mindset right, meditate, stop drinking, stop taking drugs. Like, that shit makes total sense to me. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, that is real good promotion. But this is where people cry about it and they go, oh no, because the 1% they don't like. I'm like, but like, just don't look at the 1%. Like, just avoid that shit and look at the good shit from it. Like, take, for example, feminism. I don't agree with feminism because I just don't agree with the way that it's done. Do I agree in equality? Of course I fucking agree with equality. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But are there things that you can take from it? You can take the fact that women are passionate about it. Yeah, that's a great thing. They got something to be passionate about. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? They want equality. Okay, cool. Like, go and do it. I agree with just go and do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, the men that moan, like, women won't even look at me. Well, okay, go and become a man that's of value for a woman to want. Like, if you make no money, if you aren't in shape, you don't even eat right, you can't even stay disciplined to anything, what would that bring to a woman?
Same from a woman that just have surgeries and doesn't have brain and doesn't know what they want, and they're just expecting someone to do everything for them.
Well, exactly.
Also, I'm not saying that I something against being with you and helping me, but like I'm also learning in this relationship how to let go my like
Ego.
masculine part
Ego.
that I had very...
Stubbornness.
Mr. Ego is talking. That I had like very in me because I needed for a moment.
But so take this as an example, because I think we've spoken about this before, like men and women. For example, the woman that, like you said, doesn't have a brain, goes and gets those surgeries, gets everything given to them. A man can't do that. They actually can't do that. There's no way a man can do that.
The way that men do it, that is showing off money.
Yeah, but how do they get money?
Girls show off fucking bodies.
No, but how does a man get money?
In so many ways.
Yeah, but they've got to do something to do it. Do you know what I mean?
Also, babe, also the ones that got surgery, it's not easy to get surgery. It's not without pain. I've never had a surgery until now.
No, I know. But what I'm saying is, for example, I mean, to get a surgery is a lot easier to go than to make $1 million. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's you're actively spending money versus making money. Do you know what I mean? That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but and that's another thing. Okay, you are putting all of your effort making money. Why do you put 10% of that effort on being a man instead of being a dickhead?
I agree.
Fucking money doesn't buy values and doesn't buy like being a gentleman. Like, why? What?
But then that's what I've said to you before, which again, I actually got this quote from a Red Pill Society, which most people fucking hate the fucking man Andrew Tate, but I got this quote from him where it was, you wouldn't park a Lamborghini outside a nightclub in a very dangerous area. Why? Because it's just likely to get stolen. It's just more likely. So why would you be around a dangerous situation where something bad could potentially happen when you just don't have to be around that? Do you know what I mean? And like in that situation where a pretty woman is in a club and there's a lot of men that are like that are dickheads, that are like...
That literally arrive with a fucking wedding ring and feel like, yeah, I'm married, but I want you. Like, what is wrong with people? Literally, what's wrong with people?
That environment's always going to have that.
Yeah, and also what is wrong with girls that go with those type of men? Like, what are you expecting? He's cheating on his wife with you. Like, what is going to change? Nothing.
Yeah. Well, that's you can't expect people to do anything less than what they're doing to you.
Yeah, but for example, I agree with what you're saying that girls going to the clubs, blah, 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 that it's dangerous, whatever. But also a lot of men take that as, okay, a girl can go to a club, but I can't even though I have a girlfriend.
But again, that's hypocrisy.
That's bullshit.
That's hypocrisy.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe that. Like, that's the thing. I say that because I don't believe that, because I wouldn't do that as well. Because I don't believe that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I don't like is hypocrisy. Because, for example, like, and I've said this to you, I know people that have had conversations with their girlfriend and the guy cheats and the girl is okay with that. I think that's wrong.
That's awful.
I think that's wrong, but at least they're being honest.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? At least they're being honest with each other.
Yeah. And if the girl decides to be there, well, your problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And in some cases, that works for her because she gets money. If that's the case, again, sad reality.
Yeah, how it's just very like crazy for me imagining that someone could prefer to have money instead of peace in her life. How can you be with someone that clearly doesn't love you, clearly doesn't care about you, but you shut up when they give you money?
I think the only real explanation for that is talking from a place of privilege, maybe. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we've never, and well, yes and no, because we've both been in that situation, like where we've actually had zero.
Yeah.
£0, nothing in our bank accounts at all. Like I've got screenshots from years ago where I had £0. I've got screenshots from last year from £0, this year from £0.
I'm still paying debts of COVID because I didn't have money.
Exactly. Like we've genuinely both had that. But we haven't sacrificed our core value, maybe, for money, because there are obviously different and easy ways to make money. And
it can be super easy in both industries. And whenever I was like working, and I love show business, I love to work there, but it's also very easy to just be with someone and get all the achievements in the world without really working.
Well, because you like you said, one thing that you're grateful for is that
I've never had to be with someone to get what I have.
My girl ain't a hoe.
No. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I remember that sometimes I was like, oh, fuck, I need money. I wish I wasn't so like conscious.
I wish I wasn't so moral and valued.
And then I was like, fuck that. I'd rather eat a single taco in peace and happy with myself rather than feeling that I was
having like
selling
a
me
steak dinner
for something or being
and a bottle of
literally just
champagne.
like a product of someone or a doll of someone. Like, ew.
What would you say to someone in that situation that's got zero? They got nothing. They don't have opportunity. They don't have anything. They're literally like fucking fully out and with nothing.
What would I say?
Yeah. Because you've been there. I mean, we've both been there, but
just look around and what helped me was thinking that a lot of people did it, so why shouldn't I?
Mm-hmm. So
and
then
I'm already
tell
here.
them the story. So I want to know exactly what happened in that story, because I know you went to Mexico City with 10 pesos?
6.
6 pesos. Okay.
Well, short term, how's that quote? I like that quote.
It.
No, you said.
Wait, try it.
I don't remember.
Try it.
Long story short. No, what? How?
Try it one more time. You got it.
Long short story.
No, long story short.
Oh, that. En pocas palabras, I was living here in Morelia, but I always wanted to move to Mexico City since I remember, because I want to be full in the dancing industry.
Mm-hmm.
I've been dancing I'm about to turn this year 19 years as a dancer.
Whoa.
So it's a lot,
It's
a long way. Shut up. So whatever. My family didn't support, of course, the decision, because I finished. I had a prom in my university. I studied everything. I did what I had to do because they might maintain me.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day that I end up a relationship, a very long relationship, and then I just start partying a lot. So I was on the party from Wednesday to Sunday. It was fun, I have to say it. But one day my older brother, yeah, just literally sat me and told me, like, you have 2 weeks to move out. I was like, what? First, this is not even your house. I'm not moving. He was like,
Bitch.
and he was like, I don't give a fuck. You have to move out, because I would never forget. He told me, the day that you have to pay for a toilet paper, you would fucking stop being stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so angry. That day I was so angry. I didn't say anything to my aunt, the one that I was living with. And that courage, I used it, and I said, like, he's not joking.
Yeah.
He literally is taking me out. So I moved out with Carla, one of my friends, and that's when I started living alone.
But talk about one of the worst things that happened actually end up being the best thing that happened.
Yeah, now I can be more grateful.
Thank Alvaro.
With Alvaro.
To say thank you, Alvaro.
No, I'm not. Thank you, Gordis. Because you pushed me to do something that I didn't, and it wasn't easy and it wasn't comfortable. But, well, so I moved out, and then like a year after, that's when I started working with Aleman. And I decided to move to Mexico City. I didn't tell anyone that I was going to do casting to Dotados in Mexico City of Diego Vázquez. I love you, Diego, you're the best.
Well, like a casting for Aleman.
No. I had already worked with Aleman since I was here in Morelia.
Oh, fuck.
Since the video touched down.
Right.
I was moving to Mexico City to dance as a professional. Well, not as a professional because I was already, but in a company.
Right.
So whatever, I did the audition, I passed. I moved to Mexico City, and when I told my family, I remember that my aunt told me, like, you can live of dreams. And I was like,
you can't live your dreams.
No, she said, you have to be realistic. You can't live of dreams.
I love when people say that.
And I was like, I remember that I felt so sad, but so angry. But I was like, you will see.
Yeah.
And I didn't live very wealthy on that season, but I made it. And that's when I moved to Mexico City. No one in my family talked me for at least like 1 month, something like that. My brothers were not very happy with that decision. But I was like, I went to Mexico City, and in the first week, one of the taxi drivers told me, like, you're not from here. And we're like, no. And he told me, well, my advice is, ponte chingón, no te van a chingar.
What's that?
That means learn to fuck people or they will fuck you. Not in a sexual way, in a bad way.
Like fuck them over before they... Or like step on them before they step on you.
Exactly, yeah. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then they stole my phone that I'm sure who stole it. It was in a video shoot. I'm not going to say of who. And I know perfectly the person that stole it because that person knew that it was there. But
fucker.
Time makes the truths coming out. So, yeah. And then what happened? Yeah, that's when I
You had like 6 pesos.
Yeah, I arrived with 6 pesos. I arrived to a friend's house. He didn't charge me anything. He told me, I know that this is difficult. I was on my way to Mexico City in the bus, and I told him, can I still accept your house? I literally don't have money. I don't have anywhere to arrive. And he was like, yeah, of course. I arrived. I was meant to stay there for a month, I think, and I stayed like 3 or 4.
Wow.
Thank you. I'm very, very grateful for that. And I like one of the 2 or 3 first nights, I got lost in Mexico City.
Oh my God.
On Insurgentes, alone at almost 12.
Oh my God.
In the night, my phone ran out of battery. 2 guys were chasing me. I was like, this is it. I just arrived to Mexico and I'm going to die. They're going to do something. I was like, and I don't know how I ran from them. And then I started walking. I didn't know where I was. I just remember the buildings and I was like, what the fuck did I do? Because here in Morelia, I have my car, my apartment, my job, my office, everything perfect. But I was looking at the stories on my friends, and I was like, I don't want to be here. I want to be there. I want to be rehearsing. I want to be dancing.
But you were saying you wanted to be in Mexico, not Mexico City, not here.
Not Morelia, working in an office.
You wanted to be here?
No, I didn't want to.
Okay.
I'd rather be like rehearsing and sweating and in pants and whatever. Yeah. So that's when I decided, and I give everything for that, and that's when everything starts. So going back to the points that we were talking, ending my relationship, deciding to end my relationship was the key to all of my dancing thing starting like more professionally. I just needed to do that.
You to being completely fucking broke.
Yeah.
To then...
To move out and to move to Mexico City and to do everything that I have to do.
And again, like, this is what I've said to you before loads of times as well. Like, this is where we actually talk about this a lot. Like, this shit that's happening right now. For example, the great example is this fucking shit breaking. We wouldn't have got these.
Oh,
I wouldn't have fixed it. We wouldn't have got the vacuum that we ordered. We wouldn't have got the pocillos.
Los pocillos.
Like, everything that goes quote unquote wrong. Like, that doesn't mean you can't feel the emotion in the moment, because
feel
of course
it
you can
and
fucking
cry
feel the emotion.
and tell everyone.
And like, I was angry. Like, I
very angry. He was very angry.
I can't remember what I was just like. I can't.
We were trying to shoot for like 5 hours.
It was the setup. I couldn't fucking set it up. What was the other issue? Was it just the audio?
Yeah, and it was a lot of echo. We didn't have that.
Yeah, and then this just kept pinging up. Like, it was just pissing me off. And then you started crunching.
I just saw him like literally putting this like. Like
I twisted it so hard that it just snapped.
And I was eating churros and he got pissed off.
No, I just said, I was like, babe, that is really frustrating me right now. I was like, can you please not crunch? Because all I could hear was...
I want some churros now.
Shut up.
So I just stand up and keep eating my churros.
I could hear them outside.
Of course I didn't stop. I just went outside to put some sauce and keep eating. So
I'm getting tired. Fuck me, it's 3 a.m. How the hell have we been going for 2 hours?
Oh my God, I don't
2
know.
hours?
I don't know.
Surely not.
It's 3 a.m.? Fuck. Well, I think that without trying, we had an amazing first episode. As natural as it can be.
You still have a presenter persona. I love it. You're such a presenter. You have a presenter persona.
Oh, don't tell me.
No, you do. I don't know what it is. Like, you're... Like someone's told me before that I have camera.
Like
I'm
your YouTube
Maximiliano.
Maximiliano.
Yeah. I'm camera. I've got a YouTube persona, but you have it. I find it really interesting because I've only actually seen it quite a few times because we've only just started doing a lot of content together.
Go and follow us to Don't Wait Do It podcast on Instagram. Maximiliano is scaring me.
And we're gonna just post like clips as well as just like random shit because we've got so many funny videos. Well, at least I think they're funny. I
love them. Yeah, you will laugh.
You might laugh, you might not. Either way, we're gonna post it because they're on our phone, and we think the world needs to. I think the world needs to see more videos of you being scared.
I don't think so, but thanks for everything everyone that is giving likes. Thanks, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we're doing well. I like before we end, like there was one thing that I actually did want to say. Like the first video we got did like 6,000 views. I was thinking about like how many people is 6,000 people? That's like a fucking full stadium.
A lot.
Like,
in our first video, that was very cool. For this Instagram, for this time on Instagram, that it's awful.
No, but even like 6,000 views isn't great.
No, but it's
on Instagram in general.
Yeah.
Like it's not actually that good. Like it's a decent amount, But like when you think about it, like people getting like 100,000, millions of views.
Yeah,
like,
but
I've had views with millions. You've had views with
Yeah,
millions.
but this is without followers.
No,
Literally the first
but,
post.
no, but what I'm saying is that's not that good on Instagram. But think about how many people that actually is.
A lot.
6,000 people.
It's a Pepsi center. It was my first Pepsi center. 6,000 people
There you
or
go.
8,000. I don't remember.
I think the most people I ever spoke in front of was like maybe like nearly.
Well,
100.
I didn't speak. I danced, but
I dance as well.
I'm going to keep posting Maximiliano attempts to dance.
Attempts or successions.
Bitch, get rhythm, bitch.
Right. Shout out. Follow us.
Follow us.
Subscribe.
Thanks for all the comments.
Let's
keep
make some
answering
podcasts.
all the comments. So
Yeah, we want to take this big. The first goal is 21 episodes. Let's do 21 episodes. Then we'll figure out the next goal because 90% of podcasts fail before 21 episodes.
we want. So thanks for being here on our first episode. I'm very hungry. It's 3 a.m. I have to eat something because I'm not going to be able
Let's
to
go eat. We're longing out
sleep.
the outro. Bye.